Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now let's start with the first story. It's called Process Flaw. A few years back, Big Corp, your classic heavy industry giant, spun off a smaller company to develop a niche IT system for their sector. After about a year of flailing around, they recruited me from a competitor to join the sales team. Now, being in sales, I was promised a company car. Standard perk. Of course, they told me there'd be a slight delay. Something about the delivery pipeline being slow. So in the meantime, they'd provide us short-term rental. Expensive, sure. But hey, the company cares about its people, or whatever HR fluff they were selling. Cool by me. After the usual onboarding at HQ, my manager told me to go ahead and order my company car through the designated Big Corp department. But here's where it got weird. Every single one of my co-workers, some of whom had been there since the launch, were still driving short-term rentals. No one had their actual car. So I did what any curious professional does. I downloaded the official car ordering documentation. I discovered that one of the required approvals had to come from a specific department inside Big Corp. A department that didn't exist in the spin-off's org chart. Different structure, different command chain, meaning the approval step was impossible. Naturally, I brought this to my boss. Hey, I was just about to order my car, but I read the process and the boss immediately started yelling. I am not interested in the process. I told you to order your car, so order your car. Alrighty then. Malicious compliance mode activated. I submitted the car order. It went exactly nowhere, because, shocker, that approval step couldn't happen, just like I said. So I, like everyone else, kept driving a wildly overpriced rental for months. So did the whole team. We burned through budget like a bonfire at a money printing factory. Eventually, someone at Big Corp ran the numbers, realized they were bleeding cash on a broken org structure, and decided to pull the plug. The spin-off was shut down. We were all fired. At least I ordered my car, just like the boss said. The next story is called Emergency Room Karen. A few years ago, I was working as an ER charge nurse at a very busy hospital. When things got backed up, which was always, we had a common workaround. Stable patients would be seen on hallway gurneys. Not ideal, sure. Just a bed in a hallway in front of the nurse's station. But when the actual rooms were full of admitted patients waiting on upstairs beds, it was the best we could do to keep emergency care flowing. One night we were absolutely slammed. The lobby was packed, patients waiting literal hours. So I was doing what any good charge does, using hallway gurneys to increase throughput, prioritizing the monitored rooms for critical patients. Enter Karen. Karen had been waiting for hours and was already in full steam mode by the time I brought her back. Now, I can't say what her complaint was, but let's just say it was nowhere near emergent. Something that would barely register at urgent care, let alone take up resources in a full ER. I show her to a hallway gurney, and predictably, she loses it. I've been waiting for hours! I deserve a real room, not the hallway like some animal. She spots an empty room down the hall and demands to be taken there. I explain, calmly, that the room is being reserved for a patient who needs a cardiac monitor, and her condition doesn't require that. I don't care. That room is open. You have to let me use it, okay? At this point, I have a 50-bed ER to run and zero time for this. So I point to the hallway bed and ask, are you refusing to be seen here? Her eyes light up. She thinks she's winning. Yes, I won't be seen right here. No problem. I turn and wave to our security guard, just a few yards away. Hey Tom, this patient would like to leave now. Karen's jaw drops. Wait, no, I didn't say that. I remind her, as professionally as I can, you clearly stated you refuse to be seen in this space. That means we cannot assign you to our hallway gurney, so you need to wait in the lobby until a room becomes available. Tom will walk you back now. She tries to backpedal. Fine, I'll see the doctor here. It's too late. You already refuse care in this space. We'll call you when a room opens. Tom escorts her out. About 10 minutes later, she leaves the hospital entirely without being seen, which, trust me, was probably the best outcome for everyone. The third story is called Follow the Script. I work in a call center for a regional bank, handling everything from basic balance questions to full-blown fraud cases. The job's not glamorous, but most of us were good at it. We knew how to actually talk to people, especially when they were upset. Turns out empathy works better than corporate jargon. But then corporate decided we were off message. They rolled out a new policy. We had to follow our word-for-word script. No improvising, no adapting, no human emotion. Just read the lines like a robot. If you deviate from the script, it's a write-up. So I complied, to the letter. Every call, every line, no matter what. A guy calls in, clearly panicked. Someone just charged $800 at Best Buy on my card and I'm at work. I didn't do it. Cancel it now. I take a deep breath and I read, I'm so sorry to hear you're experiencing this inconvenience. I'd be happy to assist you with that today. Before we begin, may I ask how your day is going so far? That's silence. Then the customer actually laughs. Seriously? Yes, seriously. Here at Bank, we strive to provide exceptional customer service with every call. Can I please have your 16-digit card number to better assist you? He says, I really hope they are recording this call. They were. And so were the 3 other calls that week where I did the exact same thing. Stuck to the absurd script in absurd situations. One person logged out of online banking before payroll hit. Another whose mortgage payment didn't go through. A woman crying because of a fraud log on her account. Every single one got the full, chirpy, robotic treatment. End of the week, my supervisor puts me into a room. She looks annoyed, but also kind of sheepish. So we've had some feedback. Oh, you don't need to follow the script that strictly. Oh, I thought it was a write-up if I deviated. After a long pause, she said, just use your judgment. Okay? The script became optional within a month. No write-up, no memo. Just a quiet shift back to basic human communication. I probably enjoyed it a little too much. The last story is called Game On. As a military officer, you are required to apply for retirement 12 months in advance. At the time, I was in a mid-level command role. Around 40 people under me, managing a 500 million annual program budget. My team was solid, professional, low maintenance, high performing. Over time, we streamlined a lot. One fix alone saved the organization 64 million over 4 years. Plenty of other wins too. A few million here and there. It added up. My boss? Miserable, petty, power hungry. The kind of leader who sucks the air out of a room just by walking into it. He was angling for his first star, and my team's success made him look good. But you'd never hear thank you. With 7 months left before retirement, my spouse and I decided to move our family early, to get the kids into school in my hometown before the new year. We had a house waiting. All I asked for was 3 weeks off to handle the cross-country move, get settled, and make sure everything was squared away. He gave me 2 weeks, which after a 4-day drive with kids and pets, left us barely a week to unpack and set up before I had to fly back solo. I was salty. Time to return to my roots. Prior enlisted and very familiar with the game. From that moment on, a few things changed. No more million-dollar process improvements. No more team runs that made him look good in briefings. Every time he asked where the next savings was coming from, crickets. I also remembered that I'd been putting off a bunch of medical issues. I was going to handle them post-retirement. But why wait? I started scheduling appointments. Turns out I needed 2 separate procedures, each requiring a week off. Then came the main event, surgery the day before Thanksgiving. The doc put me on convalescent leave for 4 weeks. Military protocol requires that leave forms be signed by your supervisor and that you list your recovery address. Of course, I listed my hometown, so I could recover with my wife and family. Boss tried to deny the leave. I went to our version of HR, who told him, "You can't deny medical convalescent leave." He was livid, but off I went, enjoying the holidays across the country, while he stewed in meetings with no answers and no glory. When I came back, I had only 3 weeks left before taking terminal leave, which of course he couldn't deny either. I declined the ceremony. No speeches, no send-off, no cake. Just a quiet exit stage left after 23 years of service, 10 sick days total, and millions saved. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.